All right, I'm just going to finish off the last of the level twos. Before I do, I'm going to show you something I neglected to show you, that I meant to show you the first video and neglected to show you, and the content's been so easy I haven't really noticed it. If you go under your character sheet, click on Paladin feats, we received lay on hands at level 2 Paladin. So I'm just going to drag this over here with the rest of my healing things. We get 2 lay on hands right now, and we could take, we'll eventually have more as we take, by level 6 when we start running the more difficult content. We're going to take extra lay on hands to help with our healing. There's also an attack that Smite Evil that's not the greatest thing, but I'm just going to stick it here under our melee special abilities. It's generally good every level to, if you earned any new feats, go in and do this as well as enhancements. We haven't added any more new enhancements. Next level we will. But I should have done, I meant to do that the first video and then forgot and just didn't notice because the content, is so easy. As you see, we're not really struggling to complete this. It'll get a little tougher when we get to Elite and Reaper. But because of the way we're, our approach to leveling, I think it's going to be fine. All right, Walk the Butcher's Path is probably the most difficult quest. We may, may be one that we don't run on Reaper that we instead run on Elite. But I think I'll at least try it on Reaper. I don't think it's too bad. I'm getting a, let's see, getting a little thing where I don't see my quest. This happens once in a while. It usually just solves itself in short term here. Let me just move around and see if that'll make it better. All right, so I clicked on it. Okay, it just took a little while to come up. No big deal. Um, I'm in. I'm going to bring out my hireling for this one because this is a tough quest. Although on normal, I don't think it's going to be all that hard. I'll probably run out of time before we're done, but I'm going to go ahead and stick my shield clicky in because these casters will do magic missiles on normal. That little hexagon thing or whatever above my head was basically I made a save against whatever the caster was throwing at me. I didn't see the shield pop up, so he wasn't throwing magic missiles at me. But I expect we'll see that numerous times today. Let's see, spot hidden. I normally don't open this stuff. I normally don't skip this stuff. We can maybe see what it is. Well, let's just skip it. That's what I normally do. All right. Now, the big thing that's different in this quest is that you face a lot of mobs. Just the number of mobs is greater than what you've been facing in general. You had a few places where the mobs were this dense, but in general, you're just every encounter you're just going to face a lot of mobs, and so this could be a little more difficult. In Hardcore Season One, which is a permadeath event, Cordovan said this quest had more deaths than any other quest. So the hardcore event is a permadeath thing where if you die, your character is done for that event. Okay, there's a shield symbol clicky, so he tried to throw a magic missile at me, but there's no save when you have the shield on. Let me get my expeditious retreat clicky on. I keep forgetting that. When you have the shield clicky on, you take no damage to magic missile. This quest might take longer than 10 minutes. It's a little bit on the longer side, so if it does, we'll just shrine up and get that magic missile protection for the rest of the quest. Ironically, we only have to worry about it on normal mode. That they don't do magic missile on hard and elite, which is really surprising because that's a especially at this level, it's a pretty powerful. There's another one. All right, we sense a trap. I think elite difficulty, if the kobolds had hard holds and magic missile, would be much tougher than it is currently. All right, more encounters, lots of encounters. I tend to play a lot of casters, so let's grab these guys. I usually can't open this because it has a strength requirement. A lot of times I don't have that strength requirement. So just a quick chest. Again, the shield prevented magic missile. You can just see how effective that shield clicky is. We have two of them. We're going to actually run that quest when we do the elites a bunch of times to get. I guess we run it 6 more times, so we'll run it 6 more times and try to get as many as 4 of those. Okay, I think it might be too late, but if you open this chest, you get an ambush. If you don't open the chest, you don't get an ambush. I'm going to open it just so you can see what it is. But normally I just skip this chest because on Reaper, it's tough because you're in this enclosed area. You get these waves, and a lot of times you get Reapers and champions, and it's tough. And I don't know where the hardcore deaths were, but it would not surprise me in the least if some of the hardcore deaths were from this ambush. There's another shield symbol, so you can just see how effective that is. And Cobalt Shaman's only use it on normal, but there's some like I think troglodyte casters are about the worst. I mean, they with magic missiles, they could really, really do a lot of damage to you. All right, so we've already met the objective here of clearing the monsters, so we don't have to clear any more. Sometimes I switch to my ooze weapon there. It's not really an ooze weapon. It's just a caster weapon that I'm using against oozes so I don't damage my real weapons. My my shield clicky ran out, so I guess 2 is fine for this difficulty. It takes me a little more than 10 minutes, I think, on maybe like 11 minutes or something on maybe I've got that wrong, but it takes a little longer on Reaper. All right. So the last thing is we come in here and the quest finishes, but there's this optional is always there. Whoops, I missed the chest. Oh well. You got to be careful. I was just gonna say you got to be careful when you not to click on the rope because it takes you out of the quest, and of course I did that. So let's go talk to the quest giver, get our end reward, and run it again in hard. Nothing exciting there. Uh, Fortification, we already have something sort of somewhat interesting. So I'm just going to look for whatever the most expensive item is. They all look like they're about, here's a 1200. I'll just see if there's any 1600s. And so I'll just take a 1200 and retake the quest. All right. So I know the Kobold casters don't use magic missile on this level, but I'll go ahead and use a shield spell. I mean, it doesn't hurt to use it. And expeditious retreat, and I'll get to going. Now the hold spell is what I expect to see here. Sometimes if you move like I did, you can kind of avoid getting hit by some of their spells that are sort of directional based. And they have a tell, they sort of outstretch their arm a little bit when they're doing one of those. So if you just kind of move to the left or right, you can sometimes avoid damage. Whoops, blind obscuring mist. That's another hard and annoying spell is obscuring mist. All the spells they have on hard are more annoying than what they have on elite. At least I think so. Just gonna trip these guys for the heck of it. You can see that guy got knocked down. The shaman. We don't really have much invested in trip, and our strength is good, but not top notch. But it's still effective, and we might invest more into if we get some gear, we might invest a little more in it. There's in the rogue tree, there's actually 3 ranks you could take specific to trip. There's that hold. So I'm taking 50% more damage while I'm in the hold mode, and so I want to get these shamans down ASAP because I do not like being held. It's like I mean I don't think I'm going to die anyways, but it's about the only risk you have in this quest is of getting hold. And you can see I made a save there. That was probably a hold. We go to combat and see. No, I didn't see it there, but I saved against something. I want to again focus on the shamans to, if possible. And I'll take a heal there. I don't know what the damage was from, but something did some damage to me. But with my 6 damage reduction, slashing, and piercing from the 3 Cove level 4 armor, I'm not really too worried about the warriors, but I'm worried about the shamans. And you'll notice this whole quest, we haven't seen a single the shield protection thing come up once, and that's because kobolds, unlike many other monsters, have a completely different spell set based on difficulty, and they only do magic. They only use magic missiles on normal. I'm just gonna have him top me off and top him off. He's hardly had to do anything this quest, and it's to be expected. It's only hard mode. And again, my recommendation is just kind of get in the habit of doing things you're going to do on the highest difficulty. Otherwise, you'll forget sometimes and do it on the. There you go. I made a save against something. I don't know what that was, but if it was a hold, I'm very glad I didn't. I'm just going to skip that chest. Again, I do it because on Reaper it can be a pretty tough fight, and a lot of people, die in this quest on the hardcore server. And if I had to guess, I'd guess that fight is one of the reasons, because the rest of the quest is easier than that fight. All right, I feel like my Expedition Retreat wore off. I'm not going to bother with Shield because we haven't seen a single magic missile defense sign come up. Held. I made the mistake of not going for the caster first there, but even with 50% more damage, they're not really doing much. All right, this time I'm going to go for the casters. Actually, one thing you could do is just drag them around the corner out of sight for the casters, and then go get the casters. All right, let's see what that save was from. You attempt versus a hold person. You roll an 8 plus 11 save. So it looks like on the hold person, I'm going to save more often than not. So, and, I don't have the greatest gear here, so that's, of course, paladins do have a little bit better of a fort save, or a little bit of a will save because I have the 14 wisdom. My will save is 8. It's my lowest save, but if I'm saving on an 8, that means I'm saving more than half the time. All right. So you don't want to click on that ladder. I think last time I tried to click on a treasure bag and clicked on that rope by mistake. All right. Well, nothing too interesting here. Now we'll finish out. And now instead of finishing out, you can click on this to get out. It'll be a little quicker. I'll get the end reward and then head to the marketplace for the last two quests. That's a nice dwarven axe, 1600. Well, I'll just take something that's worth 1600 and I'll retake this quest since I'm going to run it one more time on Reaper mode. All right, so to get to these last two quests, you go through the marketplace gate. This is our first quest in the marketplace. Go down this staircase, go to the right, past these vendors, which we'll be using from now on for hirelings, and then follow the sign here. And so here's the first quest. It's the harder of the two. Some people consider this the one of the hardest level 2 quests. I've never really considered it that hard. But there are some nasty traps and some pretty tough things in here. So let's see. Am I down to my last? I've got 33 minutes, so I'm down to my last hireling, and I've got 33 minutes left. That sounds like it'll be perfect. These next two quests are pretty quick. All right, so I'm gonna get my expeditious retreat boots on. There's an annoying thing here, and I get in the habit of killing him here. With again, switch to this weapon. Reason being is that in Reaper mode, Reapers sometimes spawn when an enemy dies. So if you run ahead here with that thing chasing you, you might get into a mob and then have that Reaper spawn here. So if it's going to spawn, I'd rather have it spawn here by itself. So that's why I always kill that there. All right, let's just grab this. Both sides have levers or valves that stop the traps. Um, to be perfectly blunt, I guess I don't bother with it. I usually just jump over the traps. But I'm going to show you how to disable them because they can be deadly. And if you don't have evasion, you have to time the jumps pretty perfectly, especially the lightning trap if you fail your reflex. All right, so here's the first valve, and I believe if you get 3 valves, it will stop the damage, the trap damage. The next run on the hard run, I could actually show you what those traps look like, or maybe I should actually do it here on the normal run since that's the easier run. Just wait for a spot check. I did get a spot check. Okay, there's another. Okay, I just got hit with magic missile, so I could basically put on my shield. 2 oozes. Switch to my use weapon. All right, let me search. Hmm, it's over here. All right, I'm not going to turn the valve on normal. I'm just going to show you, you search for them here. We'll find them, but we won't actually do them. So now you see I'm getting the shield against my magic missile. because oddly enough, you get that on normal, but you don't get that in any other difficulty. Another hidden. There it is. All right, that's just an adventure pack. What was that? Okay, Cobalt Shaman. Another shield protection. We'll find the third thing, even though we're not going to pull that. I didn't pull the one valve. We'll at least find where they are. So this shows up because when I searched, it found it there. So that's the third one. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one, although I didn't pull the third one. So we will have the trap, but I want you to see what the trap looks like on hard, and then when we get to, or I want to see what the trap looks like on normal, where it doesn't do a tremendous amount of damage. All right, when you get to this end, this is kind of something, especially when you run on Reaper mode, you could really save yourself a lot of grief. So first, kill these two zombies. Okay, it's a mandatory objective to find them, but not to kill them. But it's a pain not to kill them, so you might as well. Now, there's two mobs that spawn here. The first happens when you approach the the valve. The second mob when you turn the valve. So because Reaper mode can be pretty deadly, and you can get Reapers in both spawns, I usually just approach it first, wait for that yellow message, and then anything that spawns, I kill. And that's because these kobolds can be kind of tough. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now, and now I'll pull the lever, and you'll see we'll get uh, either a boss or just a random caster, which we got. These guys cast magic missile with some heavy damage. Okay, now you can see once you pull that lever, right? That's what you need to do on each side. But if you didn't pull the three valve, which we didn't, we only pulled two of them, then I'm going to go ahead and take my expeditious retreat up again. Then you did this. So we're just going to time and jump over these. The speed helps. You jump further if you have good speed. So make sure you have your expeditious retreat. And you can see I didn't get any safe symbol there. I completely avoided the damage. And that's why I normally don't even bother with the valves, but we're going to do it next time because when you do fail to save, it could be a lot of damage and even kill you if you don't have evasion. All right, so I pulled this first lever, so we already found one lever, two more to go. Again, I'm not going to bother pulling the levers. I'm just going to go right to the end to show you what the traps look like. This trap's not as bad as the other one, but sometimes they're like inside here, and we'll show you next time they're in here. Here, okay, there's a kobold that's not happy. All right, and you can see I'm getting hit by magic missiles. I'm my shield clicky's almost out. I've got a minute left, but so I'll have to renew it. But you can see how much damage I'm not taking because of the shield clicky. Because every time you see that shield symbol, it means they cast a spell on me, but I'm immune because of that clicky. And that's why it's such a valuable clickier spell. That's why we're gonna make six more runs or up to six more runs and try to get a minimum of four of those or 20 minutes. All right. So these guys I normally want to fight to the right here. We actually want to go to the left. But what I find is if I don't fight these guys, they come and fight me at a worst at a at a bad time. So I'd rather just sort of control it and fight one mob at a time. All right, and then you can kind of see on the map where the end is, right? It's similar to where the other one is, but it's um, kind of on the opposite side of where it is on the other side. All right, so there's the valve. Here's the missing adventures. All right, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to approach, get the yellow text, and then kill the trash. And again, that's because in Reaper, you might get some Reapers, and you might get some Reapers of the bosses. So why not separate them? It doesn't really increase the time much. And we get a boss. All right, and there's the traps. And his chest is over here. Nothing too exciting. All right, I still have my Harling kind of parked. So with these blade traps, it's not perfect, but you can see where the blade traps are, and you can kind of go in between them. And they're sometimes you can see them alternating. So you just sort of wind around in between them, and you take no damage. All right, so now we're to the end fight. You can see this is open. If you're ranged, I usually just shoot the guy from here and don't deal with it. But let me get my shield spell on because on normal they're not here. On hard, there's two there, or I guess they're here. So you have four guys to deal with. You can see they're shooting lots of spells at me. And all right, and that is missing in action. And there's a chest over here, which if you use range and pull them out, you won't get that chest. But no big deal. If I'm ranged, I always pull them out and just fight him without all the other kobolds. And collectible, vial of pure water. That's a good one. Now I'll exit out. We'll rerun on hard, and on hard mode, I am going to clear all those traps by pulling 3 valves on each side. Devotion lightning, not like things. Resonance is sonic and lightning, again, not like. So I'm just going to take the highest value, which is this 1205. All right, so again, I'm going to switch to this. And again, just sort of getting into good habits for Reaper. Kill this guy on his own, because in Reaper mode, when he spawns and when he dies, a Reaper could spawn there. So I want to get in good habits and not having stuff chasing me from behind. All right, we got this lever here. This is actually a common place for it, but it is random, so it's not always going to be in this spot, even though we've seen it twice in this spot. Uh, could be here sometimes for this side. Let me get my Expeditious Retreat on. No, I don't need shield because they don't use it on level 2, on hard. Here's a hidden. All right, so that's the first valve. I see some enemies here. All right, let's get this caster so he doesn't hold us. All right. Whoop, there's oozes. I want to use my other weapon. You can see I got a heal there, but that's uh, there's no save on that. And that's why again I almost think in some ways, like on hard, if you get a hold in that, that's a lot of damage. But on elite lightning we can evade, but we can't evade that scorching ray. All right, something spot. So I wonder if it's on this side here. Nope. Must be further down. All right. So not every secret door is going to have a valve. There's usually some, maybe it's only on Reaper and Elite, some oozes there normally. Oh, those are the ones that probably came out at me. Hmm. All right, let's get this dog. All right, I think, yep, here's the one I found. So that's two. So we just have to find one more valve. And again, with our spot, we pretty much just have to walk around until we find it. It's probably around the corner. And again, to get in good habits for Reaper, we want to just approach this, kill the mobs, and then pull the lever. If that was a named, his chest would be right back here. And unlike last time we pulled the valve, there's no traps, and that's because we pulled all three of the valves that disable the trap, so we don't have to worry about it at all. Let's see. Okay, so now we're just going to go do the other side. We'll do the same thing there. We already pulled one of the levers on this other side because it was right in that entry way. It's a common place for it. We have two more to do, or two more to pull, and they can also be behind secret doors, but more commonly they're behind. All right, I usually try to pull the dogs back. These are tough enemies, although we kill them so quick, they're not tough on this difficulty level. But at this level, they can knock you down, so they can be a little bit tough. All right, what am I hearing? All right, Cobalt Shaman. They could hold us. They're annoying, and there's no save to that flame strike. So it's not that we're failing to save. There's just no save for it. This might be a spot. There's a lever. So that's two of the three. We just have to find one more lever, and I normally find at least one behind one of these spots. Let's just see. My expeditious retreat wore off. Quest is almost over, so I guess, well, might as well get my shield cookie up. I don't think they have shield or magic missile because it's hard difficulty, but all right, now let's go try to find the last one. And there it is. It wasn't behind a secret door or behind one of those posts. Like these, typically where I find at least one of them there, but this quest is not the case. All right, so first we'll complete this objective with the missing party. That's a mandatory objective to find them, but not to destroy them. Then to get into our good habits for Reaper, we'll approach but not pull. And the dog is the most dangerous enemy, so if you want to target the most dangerous enemy first, you would target the dog. And then I'm going to pull it, and we'll get the random troglodyte or the named. We got the random one this time. All right, so I'm feared. Only for 4 seconds though, so I'm not just gonna not worry about that. All right, we are ready to roll for the end fight. Now we have to worry a little bit more because of the holds, so I'm gonna try to be a little careful with these kobolds. But if you have like a throwing weapon or something, and you don't want to fight those kobold shamans, if you don't have evasion, on a lead or reaper, if you had a throwing weapon or even a bow, an arrow, we could draw them out. In fact, let me do that here. I'll just put this on my hotbar. Actually, I think I had a pretty good one. Nope, looks like I sold it. So I'm gonna lock this, keep this as my new weapon. This is actually not bad. It's just as good as the other one. So you can see I could just pull him here. And if I don't want to fight those cobalt shamans, I don't mind fighting them, but just to show you, we could pull him out and kill him, and then we could do the cobalt shamans if we want to get the loot. So the holds are annoying if we fail to save, and the you know the scorching rays with no saves are also annoying. You can see I'm taking damage there. There's nothing I could do about it, and it's quite a bit. It's actually worse than what I'll take on elite because on elite I could the damage is worse for the lightning bolts, quite a bit worse, but I'll evade most of it. Whereas this has no save, so I can't evade it. All right, I'm going to pick up this collectible. Page torn from a research notebook. And we've completed this one on normal and hard, so we're going to move on to the last quest, level 2 quest. Nothing too exciting. I'm just going to take this one. I'll repeat this quest because we're going to run it again on Reaper. And this is the last quest. This is a pretty quick one, but possibly one of the most deadly quests at this level. If you have a proof of poison item, it helps a little bit, but it doesn't really help too much. I actually love playing this quest more as a Warforged because you don't even have to worry about this poison trap. But we actually have two ways we can go. We can go this way, or we can go this way. I really never go this way. I don't know, what the difference is, but normally you can't go this way unless you're a rogue because it's locked. It's going to be littered with traps. I'm just going to go this way. This is the conventional way. Maybe I'll try the other way next time. I really have not taken that way much, but we just have a few enemies to defeat here, and then I'm going to put my hireling on stand his ground because this trap here is nasty. And as far as I know, there's no way to disable it. And it's going in both directions. Yeah, and that message kind of gives you a hint that you can't disrupt them. And this can very much kill you. So what you're going to try to do here is time it so you can see the pattern. They're both off just briefly, and so you kind of wait till the end of this, and then jump. And I took the damage. I do have the poison. Let me try again. It neutralizes it. I think, I usually take a poison potion before there, and I think that does actually help. But on elite, that can kill you. Hmm. Well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to jump up and get those guys. So what I'm gonna do is just grab a bow. And again, it's not the best damage because I don't have any range feats, but I'm just gonna use my bow to take them out. Pull these. Otherwise, they might disrupt you from pulling it. And the way this quest works is you have four levers here. These first two put down the bridge on this side and the other bridge on the other side. Now there is a way you could basically just go to the other side with a good enough jump skill and avoid pulling these levers. I think a lot of groups do that, but then you run into people where they can't get up. So I always just pull the levers. Just um, again, I try to get into good habits. I don't like to do things that are going to leave other people stuck in behind so they can't get to the end. And it doesn't take all that long. This is a very quick quest. All right, so there's a few spawns here. When running on Reaper mode, it's a challenge. You have to, if you skip if you don't get enough enemies, you will not be able to finish the get credit for Reaper. So I usually like normally you could skip these skeletons, but I normally just try to get them because that gets us to 10 kills, and we're make sure we don't miss the 10 kills in Reaper. We just jump in the water, go up this ladder. You don't need to worry about swim skill or underwater breathing, anything like that. It's a very fast. All right, and initially, this is the end fight. You get to nothing. To trigger the end fight, oh, that's interesting. You approach the chest, and because because we killed those skeletons, we can kill that guy first. We don't have to kill people in a certain order. So I always like to kill those two skeletons there because if you don't, then you have to kill the at least one scorpion first to get because you need 10 kills in Reaper to get credit for it. So again, I try to get in good habits because once you get to Reaper, right? If you don't run that way all the time, you forget when you get to Reaper, and then you lose. You could lose a lot of experience or Reaper experience on quests by just forgetting those things. Nothing too interesting. I mean, some of these look pretty weak actually for a level 3 weapon. Just gonna grab the one that's worth the most, which is I think this. Repeat it, and this is our last quest for level 2, and we're rank 25, so we're really close to the max for the level, for the next level, or we're basically, I think the last rank of the next level. So this will be a good time to level up, and we won't have lost any XP. All right, all right. I haven't taken the other way in a long time. I kind of forget what it is. I know there's like a named rust monster that can come. So as a Warforged, I'd always avoid it. I play a lot. I used to play a lot of Warforged. Now I'm playing exclusively. Oh, I failed. So let me use my skill boost. We have not maxed out our rank for lock. Okay, we succeeded there. All right, so I'm going to go this way. All right, so there's more traps. This is sort of the trapper path, but you could avoid the other traps. Now, unfortunately, let me get my swap to my designated ooze weapon. You can see I'm taking damage on it. It's broken. All right, more danger. Let's see. All right, I'm going to try to jump between these. This way seems no better. All right, so I'm going to take my poison potion and try to time this. You can see the pattern. When this one ends, the other one ends shortly after it. Oops. Didn't take any damage there. Sometimes whoa, there's a blade trap. All right, get these spiders. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the other way. Usually it's just, this is faster. But if you're in a party and you're a trapper, they may want you to go this way. You can see that that disables everything, but not the poison. So either way, you're going to be stuck with those poison traps. Another way just seems like it's a little bit quicker. Uh, more traps. More poison. So the other one is definitely a lot better. I don't think there's any way to disable these. So again, I'm going to take my poison. It used to be that you could be, there's a lot of ways to get neutral to poison. Let me get my Expeditious Retreat boots on. But they've kind of taken that away and they give you just save bonuses. So I see the pattern. I'm going to wait till this one ends, jump, and then try to time this and wait till this one ends. There. So now I know I never run this way. Um, this is just longer, and I think the reason you might want to run this is to get your trap bonus, but I don't think it's worth it. Wow, more traps, eh? All right, I'm just gonna run through quick and hope I can evade it. All right, let's see. Let's see what I rolled here. I want to see what the roll was. A 6, and I failed. So I'm gonna use a school boost. And with the skill boost, succeed on 5. So it looks like if you fail, you could try again. So it looks like even though I was failing, it was failing because I had a low number. I could still, try a couple times to make it. I believe this is where the name Rust Monster would be if he was there. He's pretty tough. But now I remember why I don't take this way is it's not so much it's harder, it's just a lot longer, and it takes us to the same place. To prepare for this quest later when we run it on Reaper mode, I'm gonna probably try to get a proof of poison item that should help. I mean, should give me immunity against natural poisons, and that is a natural poison for sure. All right, well that's both the ways to run this quest. If people try to get you to run the other way, then you might wanna suggest going the short way. All right, so let's see what we have as an option here. These almost look like level 1 items. They seem kind of weak for level 3. So I'm just going to take this 1200 item, and we are done. So I'm going to end this video and make another video for just sort of the end of level cleanup and taking the next level.